My mother-in-law won't stay out of my home, and she won't stop interfering with my life. Hey everyone. I, 19 female, am married to a total mama's boy, 23 male. We have a baby boy together. Our little one is 3 months old, and he's the cutest. We've been married for a year now. We eloped after 7 months together because I was pregnant. What I didn't know is that his mother forced him to elope with me because she didn't want a bastard grandchild. He's generally a very good guy, so we went to counseling and worked through it. Mother-in-law and father-in-law bought us our home as a gift, which I am very grateful for. What I am not grateful for is my mother-in-law constantly in our home. She has a spare key, and I frequently come home to furniture being rearranged, meals that I cooked thrown out, and my immodest clothing missing. Also, all my red lipsticks and nail polishes gone too. My husband tried to make me let it go, but I told him very clearly that her key needed to be taken ASAP, and she was only allowed over if he was there. He agreed and took her key. She called me and called me an evil witch for that. A few days ago, I received a call from my husband while he was at work. Mother-in-law was on her way, and I was to let her in with no drama. I told him that, under no circumstances, she would be allowed in. I calmly reminded him of our boundaries, and I said he was welcome to call her and tell her to come later when he was home. When mother-in-law pulled up outside, I called her and I said very kindly that I was sick, a lie, and that I didn't have the energy to host someone at that moment, and I didn't want to risk getting her sick. She tried to persist, but I kinda snapped and said she could go back home, because she wasn't being let in unless my husband was home. The woman has arthritis, and Renaud so thought, we have cold weather right now. Surely this woman knows her own limits, and will eventually get back in her car to leave. I was very, very wrong. She stayed banging on the door for an hour, and father-in-law had to come get her, because her hands became too painful for her to drive. My husband and in-laws were furious with me, and he said that I was acting like a child and being immature. I received abusive phone calls from his sisters, and my parents and friends are telling me I was wrong to lock her out because of her health issues. The only person who agrees with what I did is my husband's younger brother, 19 male. I would like some advice on how to move forward with setting some effective and reasonable boundaries with mother-in-law that don't have everyone and their mamas calling me childish and evil. Please don't ask me to get a divorce or go no contact. Thank you. Edit, currently asking my cousin, who's a lawyer, for some recommendations for a family and divorce lawyer. I'm putting this here so I can't go back on it. I'm currently staying with my great aunts with my little one. Update 2. My mother-in-law won't stop interfering with our lives and entering our home. Hey everyone, I'd like to update you all and ask for more advice. I'm still staying with my great aunt, and my husband now knows I want a divorce. I didn't attend the meeting to get my name on the title of the house because my lawyer said that if I want a clean break, I shouldn't get even more tangled up with him. My lawyer also said that I will most likely get full custody, as I have multiple pieces of evidence of me being my baby's primary and sometimes sole carer. When I didn't turn up for the meeting, he called me, and that's when I told him that I wanted a divorce. He freaked the F out. He started begging me not to leave him, and he came to my great aunt's house to try to convince me to get back with him. He swore that he'd look for another job, he works for his parents, and he'd set boundaries with mother-in-law. He even promised to return the house to his parents and look for a place for us to rent. Having some time away from him really put things into perspective for me. He's lovely sometimes, but when it comes to his parents, he's the worst person I've ever met. Surprisingly, mother-in-law called me after my husband left, and she asked to meet me. I told her I'd only meet in public, so we met at a cafe later that day, and she apologized. She said that she wouldn't be able to live with being the cause of our divorce and the destruction of our home. She's extremely Christian, so I'm suspecting this is a religious thing, and she doesn't want to go to hell or something. My husband gave her back her spare key when I refused to let her in. She gave me the key during our meeting and said she'd never come over without permission. She asked me to consider counseling with her son, and she also asked me to arrange a new appointment with the house lawyer to get my name on the title. I don't trust her at all, and I think she's doing this so people don't talk badly about her. But her advice all seems to be things that would be in my best interest. I did, however, agree to counseling. Our first session is next week, and my husband seems proactive and excited for it. He came over again yesterday to see our son, and he brought me flowers and brownies, and he said he really missed me at home. Do you guys think I'm doing the right thing here, and do y'all have any suggestions? Just to put y'all's minds at ease. My parents are now on my side, and my dad is paying for my lawyer. Mother-in-law is not paying for counseling. My husband is. I am in college doing an English literature degree. With a minor in psychology, I'm hoping to go to law school. I'm not totally financially reliant on my husband. I have money saved from when I used to work, and trust funds from my parents. Edit, I forgot to mention this bit. My husband either replaced or reimbursed me for everything she stole back then. Mother-in-law believes I cheated on her son. Hey everyone. I, 25 female, have been married to my husband, 29 male, for a few months now. But I've known his family for the past 15 years because I was friends with his younger siblings. I didn't know him properly at all until about 6 years ago, and we've been together for 4 years. When he was 24, he got into a motorcycle accident, and he was told he wasn't likely to have children. It absolutely devastated him. The doctor said there was only a 5% chance he'd be able to have kids. Dear husband has incredible luck, not only because he survived that horrific motorcycle accident, but because I'm 4 months pregnant with twins. We're overjoyed, and we can't wait to meet our little ones. Twins naturally run in my family. I'm a twin myself, and I have 3 sets of twin cousins, all fraternal. I've known mother-in-law for 15 years, and she loved me while I was friends with dear husband's younger siblings. She has hated me since I've been with dear husband. We lived 2 states over from her before, but have recently moved back to our home state, which is why this has become an issue. She doesn't believe the twins are her sons. Dear husband has shut her down millions of times, but she just keeps going. She is posting on Facebook, speaking to virtually anyone who will listen. She keeps saying that she does not believe the twins are her sons, and she wants me to do a paternity blood test to clear my name. This is stressing me out so much, and I don't know what to do. We've already categorically banned her, indefinitely, from seeing the twins once they're here, and we've got no contact with anyone who is supporting her. We've put the entire family on an info diet, which includes a false due date. I'm still very close with dear husband's younger siblings, and I hate that I've had to put them on an info diet. But mother-in-law is notorious for being nosy, and I can't risk her going through their phones and finding something out. I've also began to construct an FU binder which all her Facebook posts and thumb drives with her abusive voice messages and calls. I'm at my wit's end, and so is dear husband. We don't want to do the paternity test because that's going to show her that she'll get her way if she's annoying enough. I would like some advice on how to handle this. Thank you. Mother-in-law is broke and wants to take back a gift she gave husband 7 years ago. We had a baby almost exactly 1 year ago. When I was about 7 months pregnant, mother-in-law was pushing my husband to buy a beach house for her. She had some cash, but no income to qualify for a mortgage, so she needed him to go in with her. Her reasoning was that she wanted to live by the ocean, and it would be a great asset for us after she dies. Eye roll. I was heavily pregnant and told her that it was the wrong time for us. We were about to have a baby, and my husband needed his savings to get out of a job that was physically and emotionally killing him and transition to something that would better suit our new family structure. So she cut me out of the conversation and continued to try to convince my husband. Of course, he put his foot down. The week I had the baby, she surprised us with a photo of the beautiful oceanfront home she had just rented for $2,500 per month. This is an insane amount of money for a woman that doesn't earn a single cent. We didn't even have a chance to stop her. We were gutted. We knew this would come back to bite her in the butt, but we had a newborn and couldn't put much mental energy on her situation. To cover these costs, she withdrew from her savings, which in turn affected her yearly income and her tax return. And so now, her monthly pension is about $800 less than last year. She is visiting food banks and needs money badly. She has asked my husband to cover $1,000 per month and to take it out of the money she gave him. I'm beyond furious. I have no issue helping family. I'm not going to debate this. Call me a doormat. But if someone in my family is sick, injured, I would do everything I could. But this was just irresponsible. Why should my son go without? I'm also upset with her sons, my husband and brother-in-law, because years ago, I told them they needed to deal with her financial issues. The $30,000 she spent on rent last year could have gone toward a mortgage of a condo. It's so stupid, makes me furious. What's the best long-term solution for her? Should we pay back the $20,000 and move on? More issues in the future when she blows through that. Or maybe help her get into subsidized housing and get a job. I'm so tired. Also, we're not liquid. Of course, these are hard times for most people. Our money is tied up in investments, and this is going to be hard for us to pay her back like this. Sigh. Mother-in-law breaks things when she stays at my house. Normal. I'm actually looking for unbiased opinions, because I'm about to have a meltdown. I, 32 male, have a so relationship with my mother-in-law. She's the typical judgmental, cold witch to me, who always makes snide comments, and brings my wife down by criticizing her. She snaps her fingers, and makes my father-in-law jump around doing her bidding, and generally drains the happiness from every room she walks into. Hope that doesn't set a skewed picture of the situation. I travel a lot for work, and my mother-in-law happens to stay over to keep my wife company, and to play with her grandkids. I don't mind, but the last couple times I've come home, it's always to something being broken. This means I get nasty comments about my house falling apart and have to drop what I'm doing to fix things immediately. For example, in the guest bathroom after her stay, there was a broken handle on the toilet, loose drain plug on the shower, simple stuff that was easily fixed. She's the type of woman who needs a giant cup of ice with every cold drink. So a few weeks ago, she noticed the ice maker stopped working. We replaced it and went on with life. She was the only one to use the ice maker, so it might not be her fault, just a coincidence. The next time she stayed over, she broke the vacuum while trying to help out and clean. Again, I don't fault her for this, because accidents happen. The item was replaced, but I started to get suspicious about the way she was treating our house and possessions. She's the type of person who doesn't empty the vacuum until it overheats. This weekend she was playing with my air purifiers, and it really upsets me. We have air purifiers in every room to help with the pet hair. They work great and run quietly on the low setting. Apparently, my mother-in-law turns them up to max setting, so they sound like jet engines when you walk in the room. This doesn't work for me. I turn them back to low setting, and they all sound excessively loud now. I replaced the filters and cleaned them, still loud. She broke the run quiet setting. These aren't cheap air purifiers either, so it's not like I can just run out and replace them. I feel like enough is enough. I want to confront her, but I don't want to seem petty. She hasn't offered to replace any of the items she has broken, so I think it's fair to ask her not to touch certain things anymore and set some rules for my house. Thoughts? Thanks for watching. Do you have any stories to share about crazy in-laws? Leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.